Good morning, everyone. I hope you have a good day ahead, though tomorrow is a public holiday for us, Malaysia. So, welcome to the workshop, the online workshop that we will be presenting to you, Microsoft 365, and how it could help you for your SME business. So we are keeping this workshop rather small so that we allow the participants to actually call out your enquiries or your questions or challenges to our speakers today. Before we start, I'm going to share a very high level of housekeeping notes. So you are encouraged to join in on the listen mode only during the presentation. However, you can unmute yourself if you like to raise your question to our speaker today. We want to make it very interactive, so that's why we want to keep it as a small group. And question can be raised after any topics that our presenter here, Ayuni, sharing, and or during the allocated Q&A. Tell us how we did in the feedback form through a QR code. You'll be scanning it later. And kindly note that this session will be recorded in order to offer to you or even those that have registered but unable to attend attendees after the session. So a very high level of agenda. Myself, Michelle, I'm the marketing manager of Novantic Malaysia. I'll be sharing with you about Novantic, what do we do and how we can assist you. And then follow up by the topic of the day, Microsoft 365, how you can do more with less together with the offering from us that is exclusively dedicated to you. Then, as mentioned, Q&A session will be allocated, and that's where after Q&A, we will end our webinar session. So let me go through with you about Novantic. Who are we and how we can assist you along the way in your digital transformation journey. So basically, we drive digital transformation in very high growth emerging markets, for example, like Malaysia. And we leveraging on our global expertise to deliver our superior local outcomes. Why do I say global expertise? Reason why, because we have present in over 60 countries. That is inclusive 8 countries in APAC. In APAC, we are present in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, Myanmar, and Cambodia. So with that, we combine and we deliver the expertise to our local customers where across 6,000 of employees that we have. So we have a 30 years of experience in the industry. And of course, we deliver not just on modern workplace or licensing, we deliver cybersecurity, cloud computing, as a service, hybrid, IoT, software, future workplace, AI, machine learning, as well as digitization. So we collaborate with over 100 vendors for our customers that is over 80,000 globally. So for today's topic, we'll be talking about Microsoft mainly. And we have capabilities and skill sets for Microsoft expertise. For example, recently we have gained through advanced specialization on Azure, but of course not to be missed as well in our modern world as well as security, where we'll be covering today's and we are the partner of the year. And yesterday we are awarded by Microsoft as the modern world partner of the year as well for Malaysia. So without further ado, let me invite you the next presenter, which is Ayuni, will be sharing how Microsoft can assist you and support you in your business. Over to you, Ayuni. You
All
may
right,
take
so
control of the slide. Thank
thank
you.
you, Rachel, for the great introduction of Navantic. So let me take a control of the slides. All right. So how you guys? Everything good? I know it's quite early in the morning, right? So if you guys are good, just give me a thumbs up on up there. Got the reaction, right? React button. Just give me a thumbs up. All right. So I saw a few of thumbs ups. Thank you. All right, so let's carry on. Right. So for today's sections, right, is do more with less. Okay, how Microsoft do more with less, right? So let's go through the journey of Microsoft 365 business license. All right. So what we will cover on today's sections, right? So first defense, the key of challenges of the small or medium business for the remote work, because we know that since the pandemic we have the a lot of remote work happening and right now, but how the remote work will be enable to secure remote work, right? And of course, last but not least, the cost is everything, right? If like say we cover everything but the cost is not there, so that will be another question that we need to think about it, right? So as we know that the world has changed from working from office fully, then during the pandemic everyone are forced to working remotely, and then right now when we are used to work remotely, we are going through the hybrid, right? So, but how the transitions will affect each of the individual, right? So, how can we do the remote work better and also ensure the employees stay productive and connected? How do we ensure that security of the data and devices in a distributed work environment? But in the meantime, how can we reduce our cost, right? So that's why we come to the next slides, where from on top of that, we know that the security is always on top of the SMB's customers' mind, right? But how we can see the how the vulnerable are SMBs, right? So let's first examine the some of the key pieces of information. So right now we know that the security is the key challenges for the small and medium business, right? So in fact, right, so we have around 300% of increase in ransomware attack, with a more than 50% target at the small and medium business because of they are vulnerable. Right, everyone can go in, do everything, right, and look everything inside that. But from the organization side, um, how can we protect? How can we secure our organizations? Right. So then we come on this business consequences, like some of it already fold by the email from the CEO and use his card to send the iTunes gift cards. So they lost around $500, right? So this is from the 50% of small business experienced the attack in the past years as well, right? And then another customers that face the only reason we caught is was a 6-digit sales order, but the sales orders are at a 7 digit. So this is only 1 digit different, but it will give a lot of loss to the company. Same as this, right? Send an email to our CFOs who send a 40,000 a wire transfer. So this is for the data breach. So along the journey, right? So we need to see that the security is very, very important, although in the SMB segment, right? But on top of that, so the market trends for the small and medium business um, sizes businesses. So from the focus on digital strategies, right? So 84% of global BDMs are accelerating the digital transformation to accommodate the demands for more flexibilities as well. But on top of that, right, we have like 88% of SMB feels that their business is vulnerable to attack. So they need to consider security as well. And then extended financial stability needs, for sure that for SMBs, the rolling model, okay, the rolling model need to be done as well. So they need to conserve 1 year cash in order to sustain. Okay. So before we go through on the all the capabilities of Microsoft Business Premium, right? So let's see what kind of journey, okay, for the modern workplace. So I will work. work through with you guys on the modern workplace framework and journey as well. Starting from the identity management, device application management, productivity and collaboration, and also information protection and governance, right? So if you can see that along the journey here, right, they have several segments that we can divide to, right? First is identity management. Second is um, device and application management. So that's for the back end, which is all the IT managers, all the IT teams, infra, everything. So it's over there. But how about the front end, right? So for the front end, it will cover on productivity and collaboration for the information and information protection and governance. So that's will be front end, which is from the user perspective itself, right? So let's work through what kind of example that we have here, right? So from the identity management, right? So how we can protect the user's identity, which is a user's account, starting from the identity and access, single sign on, conditional access. And then for the device and application management, so you can see that from the device application management, so it consists of device management, protections, modern desktops, application management, and also self-service solutions, where this will protect everything from your endpoint perspective, like a laptops, Android devices, iPad, or other applications that accessible by the end users with the device management and app management. Right. Then let's go to the front end layer where we can see that from the front end layer, from the productivity and collaboration. So this is the tools where to collaborate with the end users, with the other users with users, and also achieve the productivity within the organizations. So sometimes we use a different collaboration tools within the within the organizations, right? So from that we need to specify what kind of tools that we need to use from that. Okay. And then for the next, right, for the information protections and governance, right? So the data informations, meaning to say that we have all the data that we use during work, but is it the all informations is secured? Because of all information that we use during the work is belong to the company that we need to protect. So from here, right, you see that each of these layers can achieve using a different solutions, right? Starting from the identity and management software like Okta, Cipher Cloud, right? So and then for the device and application management, that the a variety of solutions that will protect your endpoints, like Symantec, Citrix, Kaspersky, so forth. And then from the productivity and collaborations that um, we have Dropbox, Slack, Google, GoToMeeting, Cisco, IBM. So those are the solutions where it's from a different vendors, right? But when you use a different solutions for different scenarios, so some of them might not fully integrated to each others. So that's why there is protecting for each layer only, but they are not protecting the whole layer of the organizations. So from that perspective, right? So that's why we're trying to propose the solutions where they bring the solutions that are connected to each other with a centralized dashboard and interrelated to each other, right? So we bring to you Microsoft 365, Office 365 that covered all the productivities and collaboration, starting from Office 365 that give users collaborate and each others and increase our productivities, right? And then throughout the years, Microsoft already evolved to the settle all to cater all the solutions for modern workplace journey. So we have Azure Active Directory, or the new name is Entra ID, right? That control all the users' identity and account. So then we have a Microsoft Intune as well that control all the device and applications. So this is Azure Active Directory, Entra ID, Microsoft Intune is related to each other in the same way, right? So for the Microsoft Office 365 that have, right? So next is Azure Information Protections. So on this, right, this will make sure all of our data secured to avoid sharing to the external parties. But some of them, like a vendor, they need to have a some access to the information within the organizations, right? So we need to allow them to access the file informations. So with EIP, we can control what can be shared and what cannot be shared using the conditional access. All right. So throughout the journey right now, so now Microsoft comes with all of the solutions to cover all of the layer in the framework and journey with a secure, intelligent, and also complete solution to empower your employees, right? Okay, and then so times goes here from 2011 since Microsoft launched Office 365 until now, 2023, right? So all of this is growth of the Microsoft 365, starting from Office 365 launch in 2011, and then evolve, including Yammer, and then add on the DLP for SharePoint and OneDrive, and then they add on um, a few more features in 2016's, like a focus mailbox, and then 2019's for the BitLocker exploit guide, 2018 a new Microsoft Office 365 Cloud App Security, 2019 a new function for the live captioning subtitles in the PowerPoint. And then 2020, we have a lot more features where the presenter coach more language in live event, and 2021 co-author in chat, right? But we see in 2022 we have co-pilots that already launched. Sorry, co-pilot is 2023. Yeah. So we have in 2022, which is Microsoft Viva, they already launched. Right? So so for the Microsoft Viva is already launched in 2022. And we have a 2023, which is a co-pilot that already hype right now. So what to purchase, how to do it. So let's take it separately. If like say you interested with Microsoft Viva or Copilot, let us know. We can go through with you guys on that as well. All right. All right. So let's get back to the topics here, right? So Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So I want to bring four core topics today on Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So let's go to the first one, collaborate in real time, right? So how we can collaborate with the co-workers, customers, and partners, real-time teamwork. So online meeting from anywhere, excellent collaboration. So let me go through on this as well, right? So how we can achieve the real-time teamwork with Microsoft Teams, right? So first of all, so Microsoft Teams solve for the communication and collaboration needed for diverse of the workplace. Right. So you can stay on top of your work day by easily accessing your files, chat, application in one place, uh, across desktop, web, and mobile. So in here, right, so this will enable you to share all the informations in a transparent way for the faster decision making as well. So inside the Microsoft Teams, right, you can have a co-author for the simultaneously authoring and the Microsoft 365 applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So you can have a one-on-one chat and conversation centered through around the streamline as well, right? And also, as you know that we know when we said that Microsoft Teams, okay, on top of our mind, Microsoft Teams is only Teams meeting. It's not only limited to that. Actually, Microsoft Teams is a lot more than that, right? So Microsoft Teams meeting is only a part of Microsoft Teams, right? If you see in here, for the online meeting from everywhere, so you can see from the host, audio, video, and also web meeting with everyone within the organizations or outside of the organizations. So from here that we know Microsoft Teams offer a complete meeting solutions that supporting sharing video audio conferencing, right? If let's say you guys would like to use a Microsoft Teams meeting for one touch join for the meeting room. So Microsoft Teams also can achieve that. But from here, the topic is for the meetings easier for the scheduling assistant, screen sharing, collaborative notes, and then we can also record and transcribe a meeting with a high quality of audio and video, and also intelligent inclusive capabilities like live caption in message translation, background blurs, meeting recording, and transcriptions, right? And then let's not leave behind the external collaboration, because sometimes we need to communicate externally with um, some of the users that outside of the organizations, right? So from here, from Microsoft 365, they can also they can also configure the external collaborations. It's already on it's already default. We can chat. For example, if me for I can chat with the external parties using my team, using my Microsoft Team. Is like say now you guys want to chat with me, also can, all right, using Microsoft Teams, and then you can schedule a Teams meeting with anyone um, that has a valid business or consumer email address, and also you can make and receive phone call, all right. So let's see a challenge that this person have, right? So I have employees from North Wind traders that work from multiple locations, right? So some are working from home, some are working in office, some are working mobile, right? But the sales team is closing a big deal, so they need to communicate quickly, right? So like say, this A person want to communicate with B, and B want to communicate with C, right? So they need to collaborate like a concurrently without end of connections. But how to achieve that? Like say we are sharing a document. Okay, I'm sharing a document through WhatsApp, for example, right? Sharing a document through WhatsApp. So the document is not a real time collaboration. So they need to download, they need to do some amendment, and then they need to send back, right? Same goes vice versa, so on and so on. So that's why we introduce a Microsoft Teams where they can straight put an document inside the Microsoft Teams, and they can see the real life collaboration. If let's say a made a amendment inside these, B also need amendment inside these, and C can see straight away and then can get the approval directly. So that will be a very great approach to have this kind of solutions where they can straight away have a faster approval. All right. So far, so good. Got any questions? If you have any question, just put it in chat. I will address it later soon. Right. So I hope everyone is good. Right. So let's go to the second topic, which is how to enable secure access to works applications. Right. So from here, right, we can also protect against loss or stolen password. Uh, Protect against loss and stolen password, secure access to work application, and also enable remote desktop access. Right. So I will go through one by one. Right. So on this, right, you can also protect against a loss and stolen password with a multi-factor authentication. Right. Because we know that password are the weakest link in the security team. So without any additional verification, so a single point of failure. So that's why we need a second layer of authentications. So this passwordless, right, methods help make MFA more convenient for the users. Right. So let's see, I want to sign into this account. So I just put my password, and then the second layer will go to MFA as well. Right. So from the Microsoft itself, so Microsoft provide several of the passwordless method, right? Like say for the MFA, Microsoft Authenticators, right? Windows Hello, a FIDO2 security key, right? And biometrics. So push notification, soft tokens ATP, hard tokens ATP, and SMS voice, right? So for the Microsoft Authenticators for the greatest flexibilities, convenience, and cost, so we recommend to use Microsoft Authenticators mobile applications. So for the Windows Hello, right? So you can also build a great experience in the PCs as well. Right. So this multi-factor authentication can prevent 99.9% of identity attacks. So please don't hesitate to run or to turn on the MFA, because they are ways to minimize the disruptions and make it smooth transition. So make it a smooth transitions for your users. So with the right access policies, so you can prompt users for the MFAs only when it's necessary using the conditional access that we will cover next, right? So for the next, right. So for the next, right, you can also secure access to work applications with the Azure Active Directory or Android ID right now we call it, right? So Azure AD Premium 1 was included in Microsoft 365 for Business Premium, right? So this will enable your employees to remotely access on-premise application without opening board access to entire network with the application apps proxy. Okay, so with these, right? So when and who you can always control with the conditional access. So inside this as well for the conditional access can restrict, okay, can restrict access if a user is logging in from a recognized and potentially compromised devices, plus you combine the MFA in conditional access policies as well. So, um, additionally, right? So you can also use a dynamic group, right, to help to reduce admin overhead of adding and removing a users from a security group. For example, you put a limit for um 6 months, right? You put a limit for 6 months. Okay. So on this, right, so from the group policies, from the dynamic groups, so it will be automatically remove the rules or change the rule automatically. So that can be done within the Azure Active Directory Premium Plan 1, right? And then enable a remote work access with the Windows virtual desktop, right? So right now Microsoft have a lot of solutions for the virtual desktop applications. One of it is a virtual desktop, right? Another of it a Windows 365, right? So this will deliver a multi-session of Windows 10, so also can enable the optimization of Office or migrate IDS, and also deploy a scale and a minute, right? So we can discuss these later on in the next sessions. If you say you guys are interested with these virtual desktop application. All right. And then now let's talk about the aspect of security setting, right? So I have a challenge here where we have the employees and partners and problem if authorized access. So we have the Northwind Traders employees that need access to work data as they are working from home or on the go. However, there's a hackers trying to access their work email credential from another countries. Right. So now it's bring to the solutions where as a Microsoft 365 Business Premium is a cloud-based services so employee can securely access work data anytime and anywhere. Right. So to enable the security, the added security, so you can configure the Azure Active Directly, um, multi-factor authentication and the MFA and conditional access policies. So this will help you to ensure the only right person have the access to the work data whenever and wherever they are. Because of from the conditional access, you can also set where is the user's location. For example, the users your organization only have users in Malaysia, right? So if in Malaysia, um any any login from outside of the Malaysia is forbidden, right? So that's how one of the conditional access policies that you can always set it up, right? So because of nowadays the hackers is not only come from Malaysia, it's come from others as well. Okay, so let's go for the third topics, right? So protect against the cyber threats and safeguards data, right? So I'll go through one by one of the this one. So Microsoft 365 Business Premium help you defense against cyber threats. Okay, against cyber threats like phishing and ransomware, um, and like phishing and ransomware, safeguard a confidential business and data, and also gain a visibility into a cloud app use. So this you can uncover the hidden risks. Right. So on this, right, we can also protect users against a cyber threat with a advanced threat protections inside the Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Defender for 365, Office 365. So on here, right, you can always protect the against malicious links in emails or Teams real-time scanning using the ATP safe link. So the link are checked in a real time to warn you if the destination is a malicious site with the ATP safe link, right? So when a user click on a URL in an email message in a Office file, so the link is checked by the ATP safe link and identified as a block, right? If let's say you got any of the malicious or safe before opening the website, right? So with that, right? So from this ATP also have the ATP Save attachment features in Microsoft 365 Business Premium, where it can scan each and every attachment come via email. So when an ATP Save attachment policies in place, right? So the email attachment policies are open and tested in the virtual sandbox, right? So this will be done in the sandbox as well. And then with the AI powered of the anti-phishing intelligence, right? This will help to protect against impersonation and spoofing with the ATP anti-phishing, right? So on these, right, so we can see the machine learning is used to analyze the past email patterns and also the relationship to find the anomalies and indicates the spoofing a cause, right? So by forcing the Microsoft Defender malware, right? So we can also protect or across of the companies for the Windows 10 or Windows 11. So this will help you to prevent the users from interacting interacting with the ransomware and malicious web locations. Right. And then safeguard the data with a DLP and Azure Information Protections. Right. So with this, right, we can prevent a sharing of sensitive information like a credit card numbers using a pre-configured DLP policies, right? So from here, Microsoft 365 Business Premium will help you to protect your business data and sensitive customers or employee information from accidentally leaks by utilizing the DLP features, right? This will help you to identify, monitor, and also protect a sensitive information through a deep content analysis, even if your staff forget to apply all of those. So this will help you to pre-configure the template, right? So can detect a specific types of information like a credit cards, SSN, DOB, date of birth, even a local specific, right? So from this as well, so if let's say uh, users are accidentally sharing the sensitive informations, so this will educate users as well, right? So with a Microsoft 365 Business Premium, so your employees can easily encrypt an email. Okay, so this will help you can communicate securely with customers or others people outside your companies and also ensuring that only the intended recipient can read the message, right? So that's for DLP, right? So next week, let's talk about the Agile Information Protection, EIP, right? So you can control whether a document can be edited, printed, viewed by a non-employees. So if, let's say, you can see in here, right, you have a confidential or employees, so not forward, encrypt as well, and also highly confidential for the employees. So this will apply to the document sitting on a file share or SharePoint or OneDrive or whatsoever, right? So this can be prevent from a users like a simply sharing the informations with the outsiders as well. All right. And then you can also get a visibility into the cloud app use with the cloud app discovery. Right. So with this cloud app discovery, this is a new capability with a full Entra ID inclusion, right? So in the modern businesses with the BYOD, right? So you can see all the applications within the Microsoft Intune, right? Where from IT perspective, you can only control the applications itself. It's not control um the whole devices, right? So as a result, so admins often have concern about unauthorized access to corporate data, the possible data leakage, and also other security risks inherent in application, right? So inside the cloud app discovery, so you can discover the application in use and measure the usage by a number of users and also volume or traffic or numbers of fact requests to the applications as well. So inside this report as well, so you can also identify the users that are using an applications export data for additional online analysis and also prioritize the application to bring under IT control and integrate the applications easily to bring single sign-on and user management, right? So from here, you can oversee all the cloud application within the um within the end user devices, but make sure they are already on board on Microsoft Intune. So far, so good. Okay. If you're good, just give me a react there, a thumbs up reaction, so at least I know that we are okay. All right, good. So, um, for the last topics for today, for the secure company owned and personal devices, right? So I have three key points to bring within these topics, right? So how we can secure and manage your devices that can access to your company data, manage or work data on your mobile devices is the first one, and then how we can secure our Windows devices and automate the deployment using autopilot, right? So as employees work from the multiple locations, so we and use both personal and company owned devices. So you need to know the way to manage and secure these devices and work data on them. All right. So let's talk about the first topics, right? Um, how we can manage or work data on our mobile devices with Intune, right? Like a mobile device management here with the conditional access. So how we can manage the access? So on this, right, for Microsoft Intune is divided by two. is MDM and AM. MDM is mobile device management. MEM is mobile application management. Okay, so from there, let's talk about the MDM first. How we when can we deploy MDM? When can we deploy MEM? Right. So usually for MDM, mobile device management, we will deploy these. All right, we will enroll these users if they using a company owned devices, right? So if let's say you are giving the company owned devices, you straight away can deploy the MDM, mobile device management, right? And then users enroll their devices and use a certificate to communicate with Intune, ability to configure a mobile device or policies, such as enforcing a complex pins and password, remote wipe, lock, and device encryption, right? So for the MDM as well, so how we can do it? How what is the features and capabilities from here, right? So you can set a conditional access where the manager access to the company owned devices. So you can enroll a device for the management. You can see the report and measure devices compliance. You can provision settings, certs, profiles, and also you can remove a corporate data from the devices remotely. If let's say the devices are stolen, right? So how about the MAM, right? So for MAM, so typically this is for the personal own devices. So how when we deploy the MAM, right? So the company has a control over all over only the applications used for the business purposes. So I will walk through later on this, the AM, MDM, and AM. Sorry, for the MEM, right? Okay. So what are the features and capabilities for these, right? As I mean, you can publish a mobile application to users. You can configure the updates applications. You can enforce the work data cannot be saved on the personal applications or on the personal devices. You can remove secure and remove corporate data within mobile applications, right? So after we see these two type of scenario, usually MEM, mobile application management, is common use in SMBs due to BYOD environment, because we know that when you are not well startup, as well, uh so we cannot like focus really well um to give each of the users a laptop, each of the person, right? So we can encourage BYOD and we can deploy the mobile application management in the same time, right? So let's see the example of managing the work data on the personal devices on the MEM, right? So from this so the MEM policies to secure the work data, right? So for example, we have here Word, Excel, Outlook, OneDrive, Skype, PowerPoint, and etc. Right. So in here you can always see that uh on top of here is a managed application. So below is a personal applications, right? So as admin, you can restrict. For example, I open the attachment from email, right? And then I copy, but I cannot paste in the personal storage. All right. For example, from Word, you can copy, but you cannot save in personal storage. But if let's say you open, you copy, and then you can save in the OneDrive. That some the features where it can be done inside the Microsoft 365. Sorry, Microsoft mobile application management. All right. And then other than that, we have a throughout the Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So with the secure Windows devices with a Defender and Intune, right? So we can have a required automatic updates on all of your Windows 10 devices. So we can also enforce the Microsoft Defender's protections against the malware, and also required use of BitLocker encryption to prevent an unauthorized access. So you can easily manage and secure Windows devices through the MDM policies, right? Get automatically update, and also enforce the Defender antivirus. Okay. Then autopilot Windows deployment using the autopilot, right? Sorry, automate Windows deployment using the autopilots, right? So when you deploy a Microsoft Intune, so this is it's have one of these features, right? We call it Windows Autopilot, where you can straight away drop ship the management ready devices. So if like say traditionally, getting a new PCs ready if involve a lot of heavy lifting, spending time building and customizing image that will later be deployed on device. So with a Windows Autopilot, this will introduce a new approach that cut times in deploying a new devices to the users, right? So from a user perspective, they just open a new devices, make some configurations like key in, put a password in, etc., etc. Then they can straight away use the devices. So this is a new, easy, a new device experience for the end users, right? So this is the key challenges, the challenges that have, right? So I think I already go through on these for the personal devices as well. So where we have one of the confidential application in here, and they want to save in the personal one, Dropbox, right? Personal Dropbox. So it cannot be done because that one is personal. So with MAM, Microsoft application, uh, mobile application management, we can uh, prevent the users from saving all the company information inside um, the personal applications. All right. So here's come the summary of the sections, right? So just now I already go through on the identity security, device security, application security, and also document security. So all of the security is already included inside a Microsoft 365 Business Premium. If let's say you want to have, um, it has a section to go deeper and further about this. Let's schedule a meeting. Just give a feedback to us on later on at the end of the sessions. So at least we can have a deeper conversations, and I can also understand what type of environment that that happening inside your organization. But now, why we choose Microsoft 365 Business Premium? So what is the benefits? Of course, it will be a comprehensive and easy to use, right? Because it consists of all the solution for productivity and security, reduce costs for the eliminate costs and multi-point of solutions, and also the enterprise grade technologies with the AI powered threat intelligence. So this is some of the calculation that we do. If let's say you are taking a separate what we call that a separate solutions, okay, to combine within your environment, comparing to the one solution from Microsoft 365 Business Premium. So we have a $45 per month per users, but with the Business Premium we have a $22 per month per users. Right. Okay, so with this, right, so Microsoft a unique vantage point of the security intelligence, where you can see that we already have a 1.2 billion of Windows of the platform, 1 billion plus of Azure and Xbox, more than 65 million of it, right? So from these, we can see that at 300 billions for the users activities profile analyzed in 2019 as well. So we have a 2.3 billion of endpoint of vulnerable discovery daily, 11 billion of malicious suspicious message block in 2019, and 12 billion cloud activity inspected, monitored, and controlled in 2019. So that's why we're trying to bring you guys, if let's say now you are on a business basic. So let's try. We can give you a 30 days trial of Business Premium. Maximize the capabilities, use all the capabilities of Business Premium, test it out, feel how the security works and everything. Then give us a feedback of it. Um, right. So, and the Magic Quadrant, we already leading an unified endpoint management, endpoint protection platform, enterprise information archiving as well, right? So with all of these benefits and capabilities, right, for sure, it will be significant with the financial benefits as well. All right. So also other than that, I will share with you on the offerings what Microsoft what Novantic can give you on the offerings, right? First, we can have onboarding services. Like say you are new on Microsoft 365, we can onboard you in no time, right? And low code application on Power Platform. If you want to try a Power Platform, we can definitely can guide you through Microsoft 365 security services, a modern intranet through Microsoft Viva, right? And also miscellaneous support through our Naventic support, right? So because of we have a Naventic subscription platform where you can straight away easy to access like 24/7, want to add on the license and whatnot. So you can straight away go to the support. Rachel, you want to take over?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, this is a B2B marketplace that we have created for our customers, where basically once you subscribe to this portal, or we call it Novantic subscription service portal, you can enjoy all these services. Like for example, 24/7, you can access to the portal to control your subscription, whether you want to activate or you want to deactivate, or you want to change the billing, or you want to change like amending the quantity, for example. And besides that, you can enjoy free licenses, trial licenses, with a minimum of 1 month. It could be across on 365. It could be also on the, for example, Windows Server or Exchange Online, etc., etc. So then you can, like I mentioned, the first that is relevant, the first bullet points, we can adjust the pricing or consumption-based pricing on hourly or daily. You can drill down your report or analytics to view your subscription, your usage, and your consumption, basically. Yeah, and then you will be receiving reminders from time to time because when you are so busy with your work operations and sometimes you will miss out. So basically we have set like automatic reminders and notification of your account, specific account subscription status. So this, let me share how it looks like. I'm going to share my screen again. Give me a second. Sorry, there's some technical error here. Right. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is how the portal looks like. Once you log in, if you want to sign out, it's completely free of charge to subscribe, to open an account for yourself or for your company. So you can go through all these licenses. Today's talking about business premium. Then if let's say you are interested, you can try it now for a trial. And these are the benefits where I only have shared just now in the session. What can you enjoy and the benefits of the business premium? Other than business premium, can be Windows as well as I mentioned, Azure, Microsoft Teams, and etc. etc. So feel free to go to this website and have a look and scroll it yourself. Great. Um, right. So this is for our today's sharing, and we will go to the Q&A session. So, Ayuni, we have one question from the floor, where it talks
Ye-
about, yeah, you may have a
Yeah.
look.
So I already addressed the question actually. So yeah.
Oh,
So you,
okay,
yeah, you definitely can do with the vision histories. I already shared a link. Take a look.
great.
All right.
And any more questions from the floor? So actually, I do receive a set of questions from a, customers or guests. I want to address it on behalf. So it is about like the security practice. So it was saying that the question sounds as the how to manage email security, whether it's through encryption or you can set as restricted forwarding, something like that. Can
Mm,
it can it possible to yeah, can we do it that way?
yeah. Okay. So for in terms of the email security, either you it can be both of the things you said just now. It's like say you also can encrypt the email, right? And also you can also prevent the email to be forwarded. So it can be work both way.
Okay. And there's another question is about the Intune. How to
Mm-hmm.
manage devices through Intune? Is that possible to manage non-domain joined devices like those that our staff bring out their own devices, their
Okay.
endpoint?
All right. So if like say you said manage a device, right? You want to manage all of the devices. For sure, they need to join the domain first. All right. But if like say they are saying that okay, there is this not the company owned devices, right? You can do another way, which is the BYOD solutions, where you can implement the what you call that mobile application management. So you just manage the only application inside the devices. But for sure, first thing first, need to join domain.
Okay, okay. And can the management or security guy actually manage the endpoint physical port of that the BYOD device? For example, like controlling the USB port.
Yes, definitely. So um, inside the Microsoft Intune, they have several policies where you can also control the ports. You disable the USB port, you disable the Wi-Fi, you disable the Bluetooth. This can be configured inside the Intune.
So we are here saying Intune. So basically, Intune is part of the business premium feature or a solution that we offered. So it is just by basically you can enjoy all these solutions and application if you subscribe to Business Premium where we are sharing it today. So these are basically it works as a comparison chart as well. If let's say you are currently using Business Standard or Business Basic, what are the differences in terms of the application and solution? So basically Business Premium we embedded with advanced security. Great. Let's see if there's any more questions from the floor. Thanks, Carmen. Great. I think that's all from us. And feel free to provide your feedback by scanning this QR code. Let us know how we did in this session and what do you want to hear from us in moving forward. And stay tuned to our LinkedIn channel where we'll be posting our upcoming events and the latest innovation and announcement coming from the technology industry. Could be from the research analysis, or it could be even from Microsoft itself. So thank you so much. Thanks, Ayuni. That's all for
Thanks,
today. Thanks for
thanks,
your
thanks,
time.
guys, for
Have a good
joining.
day ahead.
Have a good day, guys. Have a great or public holiday tomorrow.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.